Hi guys, it's Michelle, and today's video is going to be yet another Mandela Effect video for you guys. Y'all already know I'm obsessed with the Mandela Effect. I feel like it's just fun and funny, whatever. Honestly, I could yap about the Mandela Effects for hours. I tend to do this actually in my real life. Like, I love talking about different Mandela Effects. And honestly, I've been talking about this for years. So if I ever repeat, and I don't know why I said if, when I repeat Mandela Effects, just give me some grace, okay? First of all, I do feel like I have a whole new audience as well. Well, you can let me know if you've been here since like 2016 when I started making Mandela Effect videos. I swear I get tagged in TikToks and stuff all of the time asking me to talk about like the fucking Fruit of the Loom logo. I feel like I came out of the womb talking about the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo. So I don't know. I guess, like, again, the Mandela Effect makes its new rounds on TikTok all the time. So I do feel like not only do I have a new audience, but also we all forget, because that was like 7 years ago, okay? But for the most part, I do believe that these are all new. But without further ado, let's get into the Mandela Effects. First Mandela Effect I want to talk about, mayonnaise. What do you mean by two ends? I just don't align with that personally. I don't agree, and it really upset me and hurt my feelings. So let me know what you remember. Although if you remember two ends, you're honestly a liar. So all right, the next Mandela Effect I would talk about, I find this one to be very personal. I'm not a very big like art person. I mean, I like arts of different forms, but like as for actual paintings and shit, like not really that into it. However, there is this one specific painting, the American Gothic painting. I feel like it's very famous. I 100,000% always remember the couple both looking at the camera. And the only reason I fucking know this is because it's in the damn Desperate Housewives theme song, which I have been watching religiously since the 8th grade. I know for a fact that the lady and the man are both looking ahead. Tell me why the lady has always been looking at the man. Never in my life have seen that. Ever. When I saw this Mandela Effect, I had to Google it for myself because Desperate Housewives like theme song has a bunch of different paintings and like artwork, but they're like not the actual paintings and artwork, and they kind of have like quirky additives to it. So I was like, maybe the Desperate Housewives theme song has the painting with the like woman looking at the camera, and that's where I got misremembered. But no. She's also looking at the fucking man. And I'm just like, that is not how it was. I do not care what anyone says. Fuck the American Gothic painting. That is a lie. And even weirder is I looked up people doing recreations of this, like recreations of painting it, recreations of it in different TV shows and movies with like, you know, like, I don't know, the Simpsons characters or whoever, like, for example. And a lot of them have the woman looking at the camera, like how I remember it, and it's just freaking me out. Halloween costumes, same deal. And I just feel like if you're recreating a photo, you're gonna want it to be exact, so why would they have her looking at the camera if that's not how it ever was? But I don't like it, so let me know what you remember. But when you fuck with Desperate Housewives, bitch, don't even talk to me, except for actually, we have another one. I'm sorry, but if you've never seen Desperate Housewives, first of all, go watch the entire thing. Like, it is the best show, hands down. I've watched so many different TV shows. It is by far probably my favorite, and I have been watching it, like I said, since the 8th grade. I was like 13 when I started watching this shit. I love this damn show. However, I was talking to one of my friends, and we were talking about how we remember Paul Young dying, but he never actually did. His storyline kind of just ends with him getting arrested for killing Felicia Tillman, and that was it. He just doesn't die. I could swear that I remember not only his death, but I vividly remember the last scene of Desperate Housewives ever, where fucking Susan, MJ, and Julie are driving down Wisteria Lane, and they see all of the like ghosts of people that like had anything to do with Wisteria Lane that died on the street while they're driving down, and they're dressed in all of white. 100,000% I remember Paul Young standing there with Mary Alice at the end. I swear Paul Young has never died. I don't know, it's like, it's weird to me because I almost kind of remember both endings, probably because I watch the show so frequently that at some point it must have made the switch and I just don't remember when it was. But I would talk to my friends who haven't watched the show in many years, and they all remember Paul dying. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, especially if it's not like it's my Christmas rewatch, you know? I watch it every Christmas season because Desperate Housewives is Christmas to me. So, I don't know, but I just really, I do remember Paul dying, but I know, honestly, a lot of my friends do as well, but it's really that one final Desperate Housewives scene that hits hard, because I definitely remember Paul being in that scene. Let me know what you guys remember, because it's driving me crazy. All right, speaking of your childhood, a big part of my childhood growing up was watching the Food Network. Don't know if everyone else like had this experience. I loved watching like the Everyday Italian Bitch, Rachel Ray, Barefoot Contessa, all of them. They were all great. My mother particularly obsessed with Rachel Ray. She loved that bitch. And she had all of her like little equipment. I feel like she sold pots and pans and shit. And I always remember Rachel Ray being spelt like this, completely normal. Rachel Ray. So simple. Tell me why the fuck Rachel's always been spelled like that. No. Absolutely not. I literally don't even care what anyone says. That's just disturbing and wrong. All right, the next Mandela Effect is about a fucking TV show, honestly, I never watched, but the Smurfs, I will say, I don't know. I've never seen this, especially because there are a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding the Smurfs. So I've seen a couple Smurfs around, you know, in my time. And essentially a lot of people don't remember that the Smurfs actually have tails. I agree, I have never seen that before, but again, like I said, I never watched the show. So if you watched the Smurfs growing up, I've never seen a tail on a Smurf. Like, what even is the Smurf then? I mean, I don't know what it was prior. Like, I just thought they were like the Blue Man Group. Like, I don't know. What is that? Why do they have a cotton tail? Like a bunny. Let me know what you remember. Another childhood ruining one for me. ChuckECheese. ChuckECheese was my favorite place on the planet. And I know ChuckECheese has a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding it because of like their whole pizza debacle. We did a video on that like 5 years ago. But nonetheless, I fucked with ChuckECheese hardcore. I always did. I loved ChuckECheese. I always had all my birthday parties there as a child. And I remember it just being called ChuckECheese 100,000% without shadow of a doubt. I was driving with my friend somewhere the other day and she looked at ChuckECheese and goes, "Since when is it called ChuckECheeses?" I said, "What? What do you mean by that?" I looked over, apostrophe S. What do you mean? ChuckECheese literally stands for Chuck Entertainment Cheese. Why is it cheeses? I don't, like, it's his place, I guess, but I just feel like I never remember seeing an S there at all. So I need to know your guys' thoughts, but I personally feel like I am the person to vouch for this because I was a ChuckECheese girl. Like, literally, I was obsessed with him. All of my birthday parties were there. That's why when I did a video about the ChuckECheese, like, pizza conspiracy theory, I had live footage from, like, 2001. But either way, let me know what you remember. The next Mandela Effect is another character that I was obsessed with as a kid. Ariel. Anyone who wasn't obsessed with The Little Mermaid as a child is boring. If any other princess besides Ariel was your favorite princess, like, you're wrong. Like, Ariel was that girl. She was literally a mermaid. I remember up until I was definitely too old, I would do spells, like witchcraft, to try to become a mermaid. And, you know, Ariel started that, but H2O finished the job. I'm just gonna say it. In the original Little Mermaid, like the first movie, the only song that Ariel sings in the entire movie is Part of Your World. And I just feel like that's a Mandela effect that I can't describe because I don't feel like there's a song necessarily missing, but I do feel as though she has more songs that like are in the back of my head. Like I know it, but it's like I can't remember a specific actual song that I remember Ariel singing. You know what I mean? I just know that bitch had more than one. She was the main character. However, was her voice gone for like half the movie? Yes, that's fair. But I do feel like she at least had 2 songs. Like, there's no way. Please tell me what you remember. If you're a huge Disney fan, please let me know. But personally, again, I do feel like I'm qualified for the job because I threw a tantrum when my friend was sleeping over and she needed to borrow a bathing suit and she borrowed my Ariel bathing suit. I cried. And my mom took a video of it so that she could show me and be like, this is how embarrassing you are. You just fucking sobbed about letting your friend borrow an Ariel bathing suit. Like, you're 5 years old, grow up, please. There's another song there and it's missing and I don't know what it is. But let me know if you feel the same way. All right, the next Mandela effect kind of hits home personally as well. It is about Payless. My favorite place in the mall as a kid was always the shoe store. As a child, I was really obsessed with shoes. Like, I was basically a little Carrie Bradshaw, if you will. And I loved Payless. I always remember it being called Payless Shoe Store, because what else would it be fucking called? It's always been called Payless Shoe Source. Why would that even be a thing? My brain can't compute why the fuck you would call it that. Payless Shoe Source. No, it's just simply never been that. And I actually don't care what you have to say, because you're wrong if you think it's Payless Shoe Source. Some of my happiest memories are in that store, trying to scheme my parents into buying me another pair of shoes that I was never gonna wear. Again, Carrie Bradshaw. The next Mandela effect personally just fucked me up. It's about Bubblegum. I liked Bubblegum as a kid, and I always remember this bubblegum with the duck logo. I 100% remember the duck being like just a normal duck. Why is it goth? Why has it always been goth? And since when? Like, no. I would have remembered that. And I've never seen that in my life, and that's always been the logo. Please let me know what you remember. The next Mandela effect comes from Wizards of Waverly Place. The best part about Wizards of Waverly Place easily was Stevie and Alex's relationship, because they were dating. That's canon. They actually were, according to the showrunner of Wizards of Waverly Place. So that's pretty exciting. But nonetheless, I always remember Stevie being in quite a few episodes over the timeline of Wizards of Waverly Place. 4. She was only in 4 episodes, and that feels so fucking wrong to me. And I don't know if it's just because I am gay and I grew up, like, that was such like a big, moment in our lives that like it feels more significant than it was. But I swear that she was in more than 4 episodes. Like, I would have bet at least 10. I need to hear you guys' thoughts on this, because that just drove me absolutely insane. The next Mandela effect is probably one of the oldest Mandela effects in the book, and the only reason I'm talking about it is because it came up with my parents the other day, which I found very funny. So the Wordle was Jiffy. And both of my parents had the same reaction when they got the Wordle. They were like, the peanut butter. How did I not get Jiffy the peanut butter? And I was like, girl, it's never been Jiffy. It's always been Jif. So I don't know if that's just making its way around, like, the parental age. I thought it was interesting that both of my parents, like, remembered it like that. They were kind of freaking out, actually. They were like, oh my god, you have to talk about this in a Mandela Effect video. I was like, girl, I did 10 years ago. Where were you? The next Mandela Effect is one that has been pissing me off ever since Riverdale came out. So this bothers me, but I feel like I always remember from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Zach was the hot one. 100,000%. Everyone gushed over Zach, and Cody was a nerd and a freaking narc. Everyone acts like, and I don't know if it's because they're acting like it because Riverdale's popular and like Jughead and whatever, but I swear everyone suddenly acts like Cody was their favorite the entire time. And I'm very, very disturbed by this. And I've heard this from people who don't even like Riverdale or like care about Zach and Cody now. Why'd I just call them that? Care about Dylan and Cole Sprouse now. And I could promise you, as a kid, nobody liked Cody. If you say you liked Cody, you're literally a liar. I don't know. I swear that that's a Mandela effect, because I remember everyone thirsting over Zach, and that was it. He was the cute one. Apparently I was in the minority there, and everyone thought Cody was the cute. I actually think that you guys are actually just gaslighting me with this one, because it pisses me off that much. I'm like, none of you bitches liked Cody. Don't even lie. He was literally so nerdy. He wore sweater vests. What do you mean? The next Mandela effect I want to talk about has to do with LaToya Jackson. Kind of random. I have done so much research regarding Michael Jackson and his death, and like the Illuminati all wrapped into one with that. And honestly, LaToya has always been one to speak out that she believes that her brother was purposely murdered. Actually, like, thought that this was fake when I first saw it, but LaToya has always been spelled La Space Toya. That's never been there. I don't think you understand how much research I have done on this woman, how many B-roll footages I had to have collected on her, how many pictures, all that stuff. I have never, ever, ever in my life seen the space there. It's, to me, always just been LaToya Jackson. Simple. But no. And it looks so strange to me, like, when I Google it now. So I need to know your guys' thoughts on that because it just disturbed me personally. All right, the next Mandela effect has to do with Richard Simmons. So Richard Simmons recently passed away, and a lot of people were all up in my DMs and comments saying that they thought that he had died way before 2024. So I personally don't know, but what I will say about Richard Simmons is I think one of the craziest Mandela effects is that he never wore sweatbands or a headband in anything. There is no photo of him on this planet with those sweatbands and headbands, and I just am so perplexed by this because Halloween costumes of people dressing up like him, and just the fact that so many people remember it so vividly, this headband, this sweatbands, the fact that it never existed is absurd, and it's giving Britney Spears, like, hit me baby one more time microphone thing, because that's just like, why would it was there. As for him dying before 2024, I don't remember, but let me know your guys' thoughts. All right, we've talked about the ChickfilA Mandela effect before. I'm positive about it, but I swear it's popping off on TikTok lately. A lot of people remember, including me, ChickfilA being spelled like this. I could swear I remember a point where they changed it to be ChickfilA like this, the way that it is now. But no, it has always been ChickfilA like this, and I am upset by that. However, when I was doing research for this video, I was like looking at all of the ChickfilA logos. Tell me why I thought ChickfilA like came out in like 2004. 2006 even. I feel like I'm being generous there. ChickfilA has always been a thing since 1946. No, it hasn't. Why is it not in any movies? Early 2000s movies? No ChickfilA. Why don't I remember it? And what the fuck is that? Not something that I'm aware of or happy with, because I could have been having ChickfilA for a lot longer. I'm just disturbed. I'm disturbed by both facts, but please tell me if you guys also remember ChickfilA just popping up one day, because I swear that did not exist when I was like a child. It was like middle school vibes. The next Mandela effect I want to talk about has a very fun story in regards to it. So I used to love The Secret Life of an American Teenager as a kid. It was one of my favorite shows, and I wrote the Mandela effect for this the other day, 2 days ago, like after I had planned out this video. I was at Petco and I saw Ricky from the show at Petco, and I was like, and that's a sign from the universe telling me that the Mandela effect is real. And also he was so cute. I was like, oh my god. I mean, I didn't say anything to him, but I wanted to. But either way, I always remember being Secret Life of an American Teenager. 100%. It's always been called The Secret Life of the American Teenager, which I just feel like looks so wrong. But also phonetically, why would you put the in the title twice like that? I just feel like that's wrong and stupid. Third of all, it's not The Secret Life of the American Teenager like any American teenager. It's an American Teenager because it's just about Amy. Like, that's the whole point. I'm upset by this, and I need to hear what you guys remember. If you are a big Secret Life fan, let me know. All right, the next Mandela effect, I was listening to The Basement Yard, because obviously, and I heard them talking about Jane Goodall, and they talked about how they remember her being attacked by a monkey or a chimp, and that's how she died. And I agree 100,000%. I remember this. Not true. She's alive. Was never attacked by a chimp. That didn't happen. And they said it so matter-of-factly as well, and I was like, yeah, of course. Never a thing. She's alive and well. I mean, I'm happy. I'm very happy she was not attacked by a chimp. But, like, I also remember that happening, so let me know what you think. The last few Mandela effects we're going to talk about are emoji Mandela effects, which are some of my favorites because, honestly, it's just so weird when you can have a very specific vision of a little caricature and then it just simply doesn't exist. That's crazy. So the first one is the candy cane emoji. I can picture this so vividly. Little red and white striped candy cane emoji, super cute. Have used it before, 100,000%. It just doesn't exist. It never has. I hate that. Another emoji Mandela effect I remember is the bike horn emoji. I can see this so perfectly in my head. It's like the little red ball, the gold horn. Never existed. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Next emoji is the milkshake emoji. This one really upsets me on a personal level because I can see it so well. I feel like it's in like a clearish blue glass jar, like cup, I guess. Whipped cream, a little cherry, and like a red and white striped straw. Doesn't exist. Never has. The next emoji, I remember so vividly a toaster emoji, like a silver toaster emoji. Why doesn't it exist? It does not exist at all, and it never has, and I'm flabbergasted by that one because I swear I've used it before. I also remember there being a traffic cone emoji pretty specifically, and that just simply has never existed. And then lastly, the last Mandela effect that I'm going to be talking about today is a pickle emoji. I remember there being a pickle emoji very, very vividly, and that just simply has never existed. And why? For what reason? Either way, that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these Mandela effects, and if you have any Mandela effects that you have heard of and want to let me know of, leave them in the comments below. And also, if you have any personal Mandela effects, love reading them. I think they're so interesting, so leave them below as well. But that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and subscribe for new videos every week, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!